Hi everyone, welcome to Module 2, Data Structures. In this lesson, we are going to look at lists, sets, tuples, and dictionaries. Now, the basics of the data structures in Python. We've assigned a single value to a variable up to now, but with a data structure, you can assign more values to that data structure variable, excuse me. You can access individual records depending on the data structure with an index or with a key, which we'll look at as well. The important thing to remember in Python, your index starts at 0 and not 1. Another important thing to remember about the data structures, if you have a positive value, you start from the front of the data structure, and if it's a negative value, it starts from the back of the data structure. The standard data structures that's available in Python is a list that's declared with a square bracket. We have a tuple that's declared with a round parenthesis. We have a set that's declared with a curly bracket, set, and dictionaries that's declared with a curly bracket, but it's a key value pair. Let's have a look at how do we declare lists in Python. I'm going to create a new file here, and we're going to call it lists.python. Let's declare an integer or a number list equals, and we have the square brackets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is a list in Python. Now, let's do a string list as well. And let's call this is my list. Okay, so there we do have two lists in Python, and just spell string correct. Let's see what it looks like when we print them. So we can print the int list, and we can print the string list. Okay, now if we run this, we select it's a Python file. We can see that our list, integer, our number list, and our string list was printed. Now let's say we want to print my and the number 3. So to do that, we would go and print. Let's just see what we need to print. We want to print number 3. So we're going to say print integer list, and then the index of the number 3, which is 2. Remember, our index starts with 0. 0, 1, 2. That would print number 3. We want to print the word my in the string list. We would say 0, 1, 2. So we would print string list 2. F5 to run it. And from our list, we wanted to print number 3, which we did. And we wanted to print the word my, which we did. From index 2, 0, 1, 2, and index 2, 0, 1, 2. We can also create a list with lists. So let's call this list of lists. And we equal that to our int list and our string list. We can print that as well. List of lists. And let's see what that looks like first. So we have our integer list right here. We have our string list right here. And then we have our list of lists right here. Now remember, this will be index 0. And this whole section here will be index 1. Let's see what that looks like. So if we go and we say print our list of lists, index 0, that should give us back this list here. And if we print index 1, it will bring us back this list here. Let's see what that looks like. And that's correct. That's the first list. That's the second list, or the 0 index list and the first index list. Now we want to get back number 4, and we want to get back is from these two lists, from our list of lists. How would we do that? So to do that, just copy this. So from our first list, our 0 index list, we want to get back the number 2. That would be index 1. And from our string list, from our list of lists that's got the string list, we want to get back is, and that would be index 1. Let's see if that's correct. And we got back 2 and is from our list of list. Index 2, index 1 is 2, and index 1 here is. We can also change this number 2, which means it would be 0, 1, 2, and it will print ma for us if we run the code. We can also assign the values or a value in the list to another variable. So for instance, let's say we want to assign the word list in our string list to a string variable. So let's call this a, just for interest's sake. And we are going to say our string list, we want to assign 0, 1, 2, 3 to a, and let's just comment out these prints so that we don't get confused. So we'll print our list, and let's print a. Our word list. Now, what will it print if we change this to -3 in our string list? Remember, our index starts with 0, but it printed is because -0, -1, -2. It's not supposed to. Remember, we start from this side with 0, -1, -2, -3, which will give us is. So if we print -0, it will still print this for us and not list. because it starts with 0. If we want a print list, we would say -1, -2, -3, -4. Let's test that. And it gives us this. Some errors that you might get from lists. If we want index number 6 from our string list, we will get an error because there is no item 6. This is one of those semantic errors where the syntax is correct, but when we run our code, we don't have an index, and that's why it's out of range. Now let's say we want 6 items in our list. We have 0, 1, 2, 3. So we have to add more items to our list before we print it. To add items, we would say string list dot append extra item 1 2 and 3. So now we should have 6 items in our list. Item 3 here in our list. In our list, this is my list, extra item 1, extra item 2, and extra item 3. We can look at this one or the top one. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 items in our list, and that's why we got the result extra item 3. We can also get the length of the list, the count. So let's create a variable called list count, and let's assign the length of the string list to it. So what this would do is it will calculate how many items is in the string list, put it in the list count variable, and let's do a print here to say print string list item count. Let's run that. And as you can see here, we have 7 items. We can also remove items from our list. Let's just make this 1, for instance. To remove items, we can either pop or delete them. So let's do the delete first. And to delete them, we would say delete, and then the list variable string list, and then the item that we want to delete. So let's say we want to delete item number 5. We print this. Item number 5 should be extra item 2, and as you can see here, that has been removed from the list. We can also pop item, and let's do number 5 again. So what that would do is it would pop number 5, index 5. Now let's look at our string 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So item 3 should be removed. And we get an error. And let's look at that. Built-in function or method object is not subscriptable. I had square brackets and I had to have round brackets for this to work. Let's run our code again. and it removed item 5. We have that left. We have removed item 3 from our list. Now let's quickly clear this. Okay, let's create a string list and let's put some values in here alphabetically that we can see if we can sort this list. So let's go and say ZZ. Oh, well, let's just go with single character Z B F A B H. So that list is not sorted. So let's do a normal print with this list, and let's say unsorted list, and we print the list. Let's see if that works. So we get back a unsorted list. Now to sort the list, let's add the sort method to it, and then let's print a sorted list. Sorted list. Let's run the code. And as you can see, we have the unsorted list right here. And here we have a list that's sorted alphabetically. We can also reverse a list by doing the reverse method. And let's print it. List. Let's run the file. And as you can see, we have a list that we gave it. We declared it. We have a sorted list, and then we have a reverse order because we have the reverse method here. With a list, we can also remove some value or cut out some values, slice some values from our initial list. So let's create a variable and we call it string list 2. And what we're going to do is we're going to say string list. We're going to take this variable and we are going to remove some values. So let's say we wanted to remove values F and A. So we're going to say 0, 1, 2. We're going to start at index 2, 3, 4, but we want that one, so we're going to stop at 4 to get values F and A items into our string list 2. Let's just comment out the rest of this code that we don't need, and let's do a print string list 2 values. And we're going to print string list 2. Let's see what that looks like. So we have our list that's unsorted. It's just the normal list there. We are taking out F and A. So we start at index 2, 0, 1, 2. We want to do it for the next 3, 4, but not B. So we stop at B. So the one before, so it's actually that one. If we want to include B, we would stop at index 5 to include B. There we have B, and that's the difference. And that's how you slice, remove items from a list.